Welcome back, viewers, to a new video for the DIY channel. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. In this video, I'll be speaking about the AI Publish plugin, which is formerly known as WP Automatic. I've used this plugin for quite some time, and generally the purpose of it is to automate blog content on your WordPress site. How does it do that? It extracts content from sites and puts it on yours. Now, there's many different options and many different ways you can work with it, especially to avoid certain legal stuff like plagiarism. And this plugin comes prepared all this just to make life much easier for yourself. Now, to get to this video, here I have a tester website which I am hosting off my local machine using XAMPP. It runs on a certain theme and WordPress. This plugin is just for WordPress. Generally, WordPress is yes. Now, as I said earlier, I am familiar with this plugin, but I no longer run a plugin site. Plugin, you can get content monetized by AdSense, AdSterra. There's so many different ways, and you can also provide an advertising service. Now, I create WordPress sites. If you need a WordPress site, you can also hit me up. This is one of my best services that I provide with notorious great results. I'm going to go to my dashboard. Now, this site, I only created just a blog page. I have no categories. I've already installed the WP Automatic plugin. And this is how it looks. That's how it always looks. And I'm going to call it. I have no campaigns. I'm going to create a campaign right here. The campaign generally emphasizes on a certain category that you choose. This category, I'll be choosing tech. So you can go onto Google News and you can be really useful to your reader. I will call this one tech. And I will be searching for there it is. I think I'll be using that one. Yes, I'll be using newsworld.com and I'll be using their blog page. Now, this is just for this purpose of this video. This is not an actual website that will be there forever. Go through these settings, you name your campaign, you choose the intervals as to how frequent you want a new post to be uploaded. So I want it to be uploaded every, you can run this slider across, but for an hours basis, there's different time periods. I'll run it every 12 hours. So here you can select AI articles. So you said AI articles. For you to do so, you can just you have to have add an API key here for OpenAI. Will create some nice blogs for you. This video, but you need a OpenAI AI articles. Here you can see many different options. Work. I'll just be using feeds. If you have an eBay site, you can also run your store's link into the new bar below, and then it will post all your products from your store link. Now, it can also post images, products, YouTube videos, more products and more products. Pinterest is basically images, Instagram, TikTok content. There's much. It's easy to read it. It's English. So I'll just skip all that and get straight to the video to what you actually need to know. Here is the post limit for I only need this content campaign to run and post 2000 posts maximum. Here is my site that I'll be getting content from. You can use Google News, you can use so many things, but you have to go onto a page where there is a list of blogs, a list of content, such as this one. There is a list. So what I'll be doing right here, I'll also add page 2. So I'll add page 2 right here. I will also add page 1 because the list is not infinite. It will be like 10 posts in each page. So I will just add different pages. Now I can also add page 3, page 4, based on how far this list goes. But just for this video, I'll just be using 2 pages. I will not even have content extracted from 2, but just 2 is great. Okay, so now with the post limit and our feed links done right here, what we're going to be doing right now, and if you probably notice, I don't ever with recording, so I actually had a post right here. So I had to delete it and go back to it. So the extraction methods, there's many different extraction methods and you could explore it. But the visual basically opens a mini iframe of the website and you choose exactly the content that you require. I'm just going to leave it as auto detect. It's going to be much easier and that's how I've always kept it. For this one, I'm going to also leave it as auto detect. Now there are so many checkboxes below. And this is what exactly that's important. This is where you're going to really hide all the activities that your site's going to be doing in the background. So what I'm going to first look for here, there are so many checkboxes, as I said, and you could have the opportunity to go through it. What I'm really going to check on right here, I'm going to leave this one checked. I think I left everything default. Like I said, I had an error with recording, like it didn't record audio. So therefore, I had to like undo what I did. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to skip post with no content, and I'm going to skip posts with no images. So now I go to my feed site right here, site where I'm actually going to get information from. If there's a post without content, for example, um, it thinks that the ad is a post. Therefore, what's going to happen is that it's going to skip it. Sometimes it's going to skip posts that actually seems like it's not a post, but that's okay. And if on this site there is a post that was made by error or a post that has an issue like no content, no image, it's going to skip it. So it's going to skip the error so you won't have that same error. Now I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for, I'm going to click this one also. This is just for optimizing. I'm going to leave it. I've never used it before, but I know lazy loading or what it does, but I'm not going to do it because I see it does something else. In other words, to continue, the post template is important. So I'm going to have it the title of the post. So if it actually, it's basically going to get that post first. And this is the title right here. So what I'm going to do, since I'm not using a spin bot in this episode, to paraphrase the title, I'm just going to add a hyphen and add my site name. So I'm adding a hyphen and add the word tester. It basically looks just like that. It has so many different tags below here that you could also add. But I'm going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to have this one. This one, on the other hand, as I mentioned, I had to undo most of the changes. But this one, the changes were basically like something I would not remember. So they had like ads. They had ads and they also had source links. So if you search below here, you can see there's one, I believe. There's a source URL. It's not this one, but it's the source links. And there is ads and so on, followed by break lines. Now, generally what it does, these little things there, these little in square brackets, these tags in square brackets, it grabs the information from the API and it just insert it onto your post. For now, I'm just going to have it as my content. I'm not going to add a source URL. If I add the source URL, therefore it will add this site as a source URL, and therefore it's going to create like a backlink, and it's going to show that that information on your site came from this website right here. For OpenAI, this is if you're going to use in the ChatGPT option. So you need a key for it, you need an API key. I'm going to skip that because I'm using feeds. And as for posts, I'm going to keep it as a post. You can also grab images, attachments. I'm going to keep it as a post. I'm going to leave myself admin as the author, and I'm going to have it as publish. Now, with the spin bot or the paraphrasing tools that you could get, generally you leave it as publish. And this paraphrasing tool, generally what it does, it grabs a newly published post. It then paraphrases the title and the content as you require based on your settings, and then it publishes for you. So that's how it actually works. I'm going to leave all this stuff here right here for images. I'm going to set the first image as my featured image. So the first image in that post, which is most likely this one, is going to be my featured image to display on my blog page. Then I'm going to skip all these. You could read through it and find what's best for you. I'm going to go to categories right now, and I only have one category. What I'm going to do, you have to click on the category that you actually going to categorize that post as. So I'm going to leave it as uncategorized because it's my only category. But if I have a category about technology, then I have to click on it. So when I click out of the box, it's still going to be highlighted. It has to be highlighted. Post filters, I'm going to skip all that right here. And here, rewriting. This is where you add your spin bot. So if you're going to spin it, for example, that, you need to have your API key inserted. You need to be signed in. I'm going to skip that since I'm not going to paraphrase right now. And there's so many different options right here. There's also these. I'm going to skip. And as for links, which is important, I'm going to skip all hyperlinks. So hyperlinks will be, for example, in this post here, this is going to be the first one. I know for a fact. It's going to be starting with this information right here. And the hyperlink, I think there should be a hyperlink inside of there. I highly believe there should be one. For example, here is a hyperlink. It's going to skip the hyperlink, and what it's going to do instead, it's just going to put in the word Lenovo store instead of having it as a link. So I'm going to skip this hyperlink. Miscellaneous, I'm going to keep it like that. As for images, so what I'm going to do, I want to add the images. So set the images of the text of the, okay, I'm going to add this one. I'm trying to make sure that I have all images from the post added to my website. And generally how images work, it stores on your website unless if you're going to use the URL of the image, it's going to store it in the post as a URL. It's going to reference it. For example, if I open it in a new tab, this link right here will be the image link for that image in the post, in the original post. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add it inside the post that we're going to be collecting. So it might not do it because of the settings. Okay, I'm going to have it right here. I'm going to download it instead. If this checkbox clicked, all images from the target will be stored on my local machine / a server. Now I'm just scroll up and I'm going to press the publish button. When you press the publish button, you'll be able to have access to the manual post updater, which you'll see here, the triangle, the blue triangle. Now, since I've already run this before and I probably have posts, I will now delete by pressing this delete all posts in the actions tab, just to make it uniform
as I already said, I run this before. Now, since it's loaded, what I'm going to do, I'm going to press the blue triangle. It is used to manually fetch a post without waiting for every 12 hours. And it doesn't really take long. Below, what you will then see, you will see all the status that's been taking place. You'll see errors. In case a post isn't fetched, you'll see errors. This I highlighted is an image that is just fetched from the post, and it will be stored on my local machine. All these other informations are useful. You'll see other images. But what I'm then going to do, I'm just going to add another post again by pressing this triangle. So just for good safekeeping, I'll add another post. But before I do so, I will just open this post which I just fetched into a new tab. So while I'm loading another post, I'll open my blog page and show you the exact blog that just been added, and this is it. So this post here, you can see clearly. Look, I just added another one. So when I go and I reload my blog page, you will see the other one pop up. That's generally that easy. Just for safekeeping, I'm just adding another post. This is the one I've just added for the first time. And you can clearly see that all images, content looks clean. There's no hyperlinks. And this image, it is stored on a local machine. The issue with that is it will just fill up your storage, but that's not bad. It's not too much. Now, as you can clearly see, all this is done automatically. I just added it manually just to show you how it really looks. Generally, all this is done automatically. I have my blog page. I'm going to reload it to show you that all three posts that have been added is there. Nice, great appearances, no issues whatsoever. And I'm really happy with that. I can just chill and just probably work on the next project while that does everything for me. Now, this is the best part. You're done. You can basically do anything right now. And just for a tip, a nice bonus for this video, you can add a plugin like Social Rabbit, and there's another social media publishing tool. What it generally does, it takes posts from your website and it publishes it to different social media accounts like LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. There's so many different ones. So Social Rabbit, great. Thanks for watching.